Imagine that you're in the audience waiting for a conference or training session to begin. What you take out of this session is going to depend upon how interesting the speaker is to listen to, how animated and passionate they are about their subject, whether their visual aids support the argument they're trying to make, and of course, how relevant the content is to you. In this kind of context, it's easy to understand the idea of engagement and what it means for the audience and the speaker. Yet when we start talking about engagement in the context of marketing communications, it's proved to be a much more elusive idea, difficult to define and difficult to work out what it means for marketeers. In our point of view that we've called rules of engagement, we try and arrive at a new definition of what engagement is about for brands and communications. What has ignited the debate about engagement is the changing role of media in our world and the emergence of new digital channels which allow a greater level of interaction between the consumer and the communication itself. And so the engagement debate has centred particularly around media, and we think this is a mistake. We believe you need to define engagement differently across the context of brand, communication content, and media separately. The end result of our marketing efforts needs to be that consumers are more engaged with the brand. Communications need to build and sustain fresh, powerful brand associations in people's minds. And the consequence of that is that they build interest, curiosity, and expectations about the products and services that are being advertised. The creative content of our communication is a really crucial part of engagement. Unless we get our consumers to pay some attention to the communication, then nothing's going to go into their memory to help us build the strong and vivid brand associations which ultimately will create the engagement with the brand. So communications engagement with the content in the channel, is an absolutely crucial part of effective engagement for marketeers. So then where does that leave media in the mix? Obviously for program makers and content providers, then engagement with the channel is a really crucial thing to understand. But for an advertiser, perhaps the role of media is much more about facilitation than engagement with the channel itself. In other words, does the channel create the right moment when the communication can be received by the viewer or reader in a way that is most likely to establish those brand associations we're seeking? So if you want to find out more about our views on engagement and how we define it in the context of brand and communication and media, then do read our point of view called Rules of Engagement.